So in the Shinobu video, I talked about how his voice in this song is much more even and a little deeper tonally than normal. And since Tsukasa and Shinobu sing a lot together, it's actually kind of important to have that context because both of them naturally have this very sharp, nasalized tone. And while Shinobu is really pulling that part of his voice back, Tsukasa is leaning into it maybe even more heavily than he does in Night songs, and it works because they balance each other out. It's a good example of suiting the voices to the song because in Endless V, Tsukasa went a lot lower and a lot less nasalized to match those singers. But here we've basically got the opposite happening, which I think again shows how far he's come as a singer in the last 10 years, since he can do so much more with his voice now. There's a tiny section with Yume, but otherwise it's basically solo work and duets with Shinobu, and we've already talked about the latter a little, so let's focus on his actual solo sections. I think what stands out the most to me in this song is that he's much more comfortable playing around with his tone than he used to be, and his choices are far more deliberate because he has that level of control. He really plays into that higher, more nasalized part of his voice in the bridge, but in the verses he tends to opt for a much cleaner, more neutral tone. And though the song itself doesn't have a whole lot in common with a lot of what Nights does, he has one line where he gets to push his voice into a crescendo ending in a vocal cry that is very reminiscent of what he's been doing in the newer Nights songs as well. I feel like when this song came out, more people were talking about Shinobu's parts in it just because it was the biggest departure from his normal singing style. But Tsukasa's doing a lot too, and it's easier to tell when isolating his vocals like this. Again, still working on the Tomoya video, I've just had to pick up some extra time at work that I wasn't expecting. So I'll try to keep these shorts consistent and work on the longer videos when I get the chance, and if you have a suggestion for one of these short videos, please feel free to let me know, and I'll see you later.